June 9th marks the release of the long-awaited 1.30 update and the coinciding Emperor DLC for Europa Universalis IV. I'm Chewy.
And I'm Quagersall.
And between the two of us, we have 5,700 hours invested into EU4 as both fans of the game as well as content creators.
Join us as we explore and break down the development diaries and teasers released over the last year and piece together our best look at EU4 1.30.
This will be through the lens of two players with quite different playstyles. This
is the definitive guide
to EU4 Emperor. Up to this point, we've spoken quite a bit about the content coming in the 1.30 Emperor update to Europa Universalis IV. We've gone over the map changes, the major changes to the Holy Roman Empire, the many quality of life changes, and many of the new mission trees being introduced in the new patch. Check the playlist linked in the description to catch up on all of those if you have not seen them already, and consider subscribing to see more in the future.
Today we're discussing the massive changes to the Catholic Faith and its associated papal mechanics, along with plenty of other religious changes, including the introduction of the Hussites in Bohemia, changes to the Defender of the Faith, the new religious tag associated with the Unify Islam decision, and changes to the Kingdom of God.
In 1444, the European religious map mode is a sea of yellow Catholics with their Curia based out of the Holy City of Rome. The 1.30 update brings a nearly complete overhaul to the Curia mechanics, broadly expanding the depth and the reach of the effects that the Catholic Church can elicit on its constituent states.
The Curia now possesses its own treasury, which will passively grow based on the number of Catholic tags that exist in the world. The growth of this treasury will depend on the amount of crown land held by the clergy estate in each of these nations. However, nations who have passed the dissolution of monasteries decision will no longer contribute to the tithe. Nations can directly contribute to the Curia treasury via purchases of indulgences, saving not only their souls, but also their relations with the Pope and their rulers from excommunication.
The purpose of the Curia treasury is to provide funds for the enacting of golden or papal bulls, which are representative of that particular pope's defining characteristic as leader of the Catholic world. One bull may be enacted per pope, with various bonuses awarded for each one. These bulls award those benefits to all Catholic nations in the world when enacted. It's not entirely clear from the dev diaries, but we believe that it's most likely that it's only going to be one bull active at a time.
These papal bulls cover a very wide range of modifiers, from dev cost to institution spread to imperial authority growth, with many more in between. They could be very powerful in certain situations, helping you to conquer or to stabilize in different ways during various periods. They cost money from the Curia treasury though, 1,000 ducats per bull, so pushing the borders of Catholicism so that more land will be under control of Catholic clergy estates will be necessary to fill the coffers.
Beyond the Curia treasury, the Curia controller will also have much more power to help shape the Catholic world's response to the Reformation. The Council of Trent event has been expanded into its own mechanic. All nations who choose to become part of the Council can vote on the Council's position on the Reformation.
Additionally, the Curia controller will be able to implement up to 4 concessions to the Reformation. These cost 2,000 ducats from the Curia treasury to implement and can be harsh or conciliatory towards the Reformation. These bonuses have the potential to greatly impact the balance of power between the Catholic and the Protestant League, leading up to and during the League War, contributing much more depth and dynamic outcomes than seen previously.
The Papal State tag itself has also seen some changes. Beyond its new mission tree, which you can learn more about linked in the video in the top right corner, the Kingdom of God decision now enacts a new, unique government reform for the nation. And it also no longer disables the Curia mechanics like it did previously. This way, you will not be punished for pressing the button. The new Kingdom of God will be declared, and you will no longer be the Papal State. Deus Vult!
While on the topic of religion-based tag changes, any sect of the Islamic faith will now receive a name change upon taking the decision to unify Islam. The Caliphate is a cosmetic name change, and your flag and map color will remain the same. So we're looking forward to what wacky colored Caliphates you guys come up with.
Besides the changes to the Catholic faith, 1.30 also introduces an entirely new sect of Christianity. Bohemia will now have the opportunity to embrace the Hussite Faith, a precursor to the Protestant Reformation early in the game. Hussite mechanics function very similarly to Protestant ones, with the accumulation of church power, with the ability to choose up to 3 of the various church aspects that give bonuses to the nation when implemented.
Much like being Protestant, this system allows a player to be flexible with their approach, turning on sola scriptura for a hard war against the Ottomans, or flipping on pacifism when you need to put down a coalition. When the Reformation really starts to pick up steam, Bohemia will be given an event which allows it to flip to Protestantism, and essentially conformed the Hussite Church into the Protestant faith, converting all Hussite provinces to the new true faith.
Whichever Christian or Muslim denomination you choose, the Defender of the Faith mechanic is traditionally something you only take if you need to convert more land, or if you want to get a small boost to morale or war exhaustion reduction. In 1.30, however, the Defender of the Faith mechanic has been expanded.
The Defender now has 5 tier levels giving bonuses based on how many nations are following that faith. The tech penalty has been removed, and additional buffs start to filter in as the tier level rises. A Tier 5 Defender of the Faith will make their entire denomination able to spread the faith further, but you need 50 or more countries following your true faith to pull this off. An early Catholic Defender should be quite powerful, for example, but unless they help defend the dominance of Catholicism, this advantage will likely degrade over time.
There is a lot to look forward to in terms of variability of outcome, and it really is looking like each 1.30 game will look quite different from others on more map mode than one, but we're gonna have to wait and find out.
We certainly hope that you enjoyed this episode, and hope that you'll leave a like on the video if you did. Also, consider subscribing to Chewy, as well as my channel linked in the description, for more EU4 content in the future. Stay tuned. Next episode we'll be going over the changes to mercenaries, as well as naval warfare. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the definitive guide to EU4 Emperor.
Don't forget to check out the playlist for other videos in the series to keep yourself informed about what to expect in the 1.30 update.
Leave us a comment below and let us know what you're most excited about with the coming update, and if you learned anything you didn't already know from our video.
Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it or found any informative value in it, and consider subscribing for more informative videos like this in the future.
Feel free to check out my channel, it's linked in the description below the video, for plenty of extra EU4 content, and let us know if you'd like to see additional videos drilling deeper into the topics we discussed today.